Conventional self-help wisdom, get goals and work on them. Self-help introduction. The conventional success happiness self-help industry is about setting goals and working on them day by day. Beyond that, it's a lot of discreet one-liner advice that doesn't help anyone much because it doesn't address the engine that is your life. The New Age self-help industry is about the law of attraction, which is that if you have good intentions and set on a positive path, the supernatural forces of the universe will open up to give you whatever you want. This is not only wishful thinking delusion but an outright fraud, because many great people throughout history got killed exactly for trying to help improve the human race, plus the fact that artists and activists are generally the most positive, well-intentioned people anywhere, but most of them routinely get lots of rejection and live in poverty. I believe you have one essence, nature, or soul, and that's it. You are who you are. The strongest and happiest you can ever be is to follow it, as opposed to following the artificial values of the world or being a consumer spectator not doing much of anything. This book is my summary of at least 300 books I've scanned over the years in the philosophy section at the library, #100-199, mostly the self-help books, which are between number 155 to number 158, plus there is a website where I can download almost any book for free, so I typed in the category self-improvement, then downloaded about 25 books which are also summarized here. They say self-help / self-improvement / motivational speaking / life coaching is a $10 billion a year industry in the United States. I say it's all a fraud, but I reserve this argument for another book I've written. This book is about other people's knowledge, wisdom, psychology, and philosophy about life that I found, summarized, and tried not to judge too harshly. I want you to see what's out there, then think about what's real and what's capitalist marketing hype. Beware of all the psychobabble self-help New Age diatribe advising you on how to find meaning and purpose in life. Most of it is a scam geared to suck people out of their money. I heard about one 5-day workshop offered by The Secret people going for $10,000. That's a lot of money to pay for their delusional snake oil about the universe giving you what you want if you have good intentions. A lot of the people who write self-help, New Age books give you flowery, idealistic, stupid, naive one-liners and formulas, acting as though you just have to follow their X number of steps and you'll be enlightened and successful. Nobody ever told the New Age con artists who sell books and tapes that everybody thinks they have the greatest intentions and the road to hell is paved with good intentions. If everybody has good to great intentions, then why isn't everybody rich, beautiful, vital, happy, and in a great loving relationship? Talk to anyone. Virtually all of them think they have good intentions. Whatever happened to creating your life through your own sweat as you live it? Discover what you love to do. Figure out a way to earn a living from it, then do it every day, because the prize or the life calling of any individual is to constantly release their inspired natural energy. I would never tell anyone to blindly follow their dreams or their soul no matter what, because except for a few flaky flukes who make it, it's very painful to try to earn a living as an inspired, visionary artist / guru, simply because the world doesn't give a damn unless you got a super fantastic ideas or you can get some big record label or a New Age publisher to back you and hype you up to the mainstream audience. The biggest lie going around is to tell people to follow your passion and the money will automatically come. Tell that to the multi-millions of starving artists out there. Be wise about everything you do. Have one foot grounded in practical reality. Don't read some flowery book then give up your day job. Financial security is always the most basic bottom line. You can find hundreds of self-help, New Age books at number 133, New Age, number 158, Psychobabble, number 291, Religious Inspiration, and number 299, Religious Inspiration, at the library. Try BF 500-800 for the Library of Congress system. If you want self-help videos, go to YouTube. There are loads of people trying to pump you up to get on fire for your life. Chapter 1. Basic Inspiration for Life. The idea of setting goals vs. following your true nature. You should do what naturally inspires you and not follow the artificial values of the world. Life should be the experience of constantly releasing wholesome, positive natural energy. When you set a goal from the artificial values of the world that you don't strongly naturally feel about, you get bored and tired of it. If you don't quit, you never feel good doing it. I enjoy doing physical activities. It's the way I was brought up, with an outdoor family who had a summer cottage and hung around outdoors, but many people despise the idea of doing physical activities for the joy of it. Do what you like, that's good. Set specific goals doing something you like to do. Set goals that require some hard work. Do something that means something to you. Working for money is good if you're desperate. If you're not, look for meaningful work. Don't lag. If you set out to do something, then do it. Establish small goals while reaching the big goal. Climb a mountain one step at a time. The bigger the goal, the easier it is to abandon it. The thing about goals is, are they natural or from the artificial values of the world? People quit goals all the time because they're not natural. It's not natural to wake up early to exercise. It's easier to sleep than exercise later. Constantly evaluate your goals and adjust. A goal is just a part of expressing your true nature. Your entire life should be about releasing positive, natural energy. Life should be the joy of getting up every day, doing what you enjoy, enjoying that's positive, inspired, hedonistic and sensual. Have a practical mind focused on improving your life. There is tons of stuff written on self-help and setting goals at #155-158 at the library. It's impossible to change unless your organic brain changes, as in a hit on the head or taking drugs that mess with your brain chemistry. Whenever you see some alleged guru talk about changing, you know that person is not enlightened. The highest anyone can go is to live by their true nature. That's it. Everything in the outside world is minor next to this. Your natural essence or state of mind should be to try to live an inspired a life as possible by releasing most of your natural energy every day, always trying to feel good and improve. Don't react emotionally to things that happen outside of yourself. Keep grounded in your own essence as a human being, even when loved ones die. You can't go crazy every time you hear bad news on the radio. There is you and your essence as a human being and the outside world. Don't let it affect your state of being. After that, you have to earn a living in the world. You can either go to the library and borrow books at number 331, jobs. Number 332, money. Hashtag 650-659, mostly, number 658, business. Hashtag 370-379, education. Or buy my books. If you want health knowledge, either go to hashtag 610-619 at the library or buy my health book. You need to able to think creatively to generate ideas to help you thrive. You have to be able to talk to people, deal with them, feel them, be empathetic to them. If you're in business, you have to sell yourself one way or another. What's a real man and a gentleman? Happiness comes from releasing my natural energy with gusto every day to set my spirit free. Anybody who doesn't live like this doesn't get it. If you believe in any God, the only thing your God wants from you is to be who you were born to be by nature, manifest the seed or potential He created you to be. You do that by knowing who you are and releasing that energy one day at a time. Your God works through you. You are His handiwork. You owe it to Him to be the person He created you to be in all your uniqueness, power, and beauty. The big tragedy of life nobody wants to talk about is that we pursue artificial codes of life defined for us by others as opposed to our true natures, then wonder why, despite all our material possessions, career success, status, and accolades from out there in the collective mindset we call society, we still don't feel like we're quite there. A real man and a gentleman is somewhere in the middle. He's not one-dimensionally ambitious to achieve material success in a capitalist world, but he knows he has to earn a living, and he does it by working hard at whatever he feels is good within himself. A gentleman is not an emotional dunce. He's friendly, empathetic, helps people and shows love to his close intimates. He's not the stereotypical one-dimensional, emotionless man. He works hard to get what he wants, but he's also a good guy. He's a loner for his vision most of the time, but he's a team player too. I'm not suggesting that you talk in an emotional way like sensitive, gushing women do, but I am suggesting that you pass out the olive branch to people you come across. It's better for you to appear friendly than to appear either neutral or antisocial. Show love through work. Work hard to help people and they'll like you and give you the money you want. Success is partially about making money, but more so feeling proud of yourself because you feel you're doing something good and worthy with your life. You are who you are the way you were born. Don't fake it by trying to be something you're not. It's not about you achieving success by somebody else's standards, the standards of the world. It's about living by your own standards with your own integrity. Men have a big problem with anger. I believe it's partially because of the hormone testosterone coursing through our veins, and partially because we're trained to measure ourselves by world standards and never quite measure up to that image of success constantly flaunted at us in the mass media. Anger never achieves anything but makes you look like an ass and alienates the people around you. If you get angry, stay cool. Let it pass, then figure out why you were angry. It's usually because we feel betrayed or hurt, that the world is not fair. Live with it. That's the real world. Everybody in the world has their own sob story. You don't want to hear other people's sob stories, so don't talk about yours. Be strong on the inside. Become the person you were born to be. All you have to do is give honest effort day by day to honoring who you were born to be by nature. Be a man of action, not a depressed wimp making excuses for your pathetic, couch potato, passive life. If you feel guilty about shameful things you've done, mistakes you've made and shortcomings you have, forgive yourself and forget it all. Focus on a positive life in the future, not anything else. Don't try to control others. You can only control yourself. Talk to your wife and children about things that matter. Show affection and love to them. Honor your commitments and promises to them. Every man has problems, anxieties, and insecurities. I'm not suggesting you talk them out deeply with your spouse, but let her know if you got a problem so she knows it's not her who's causing your bad mood. Compliment people. Be easygoing, or at least act that way. Smile. Believe in yourself even when nobody else does. Surround yourself with positive, hard-working people in your business. A belief in yourself and persistence are the keys to success. On the road to success, you will fail. Learn from your failures. Sometimes failure will be just what you need to find true enlightenment. Try number 155 to number 158 or BF 561 and HQ 755 at the library for books on bettering yourself. Everybody gets angry and thinks violent thoughts. In your pure state, you are your true nature. It has lots of noble, great stuff in it and lots of selfish, carnal stuff in it too. I'm perfectly aware of the whole me. I know how good, noble, primal, self-centered, and selfish I am. I don't deny my violent and sexual thoughts when I get them. I don't consider myself evil, but I feel entitled to live my life freely, hassled by none. So if somebody gets in my way by being an asshole as opposed to the government, which I have no choice but to obey, I feel the anger and I have those primal feelings of violence to destroy what's interfering with me. I know that I can't impose my base, negative qualities onto other people if I want to have friends and stay out of jail, so I control them like most people do. I have a rich fantasy life, as I suspect all people have to some extent, both G and X-rated, but most of us are functional enough to know other people don't want to deal with our fantasies. We got our fantasies in our own minds, so we play out our roles as decent citizens while having a separate existence in our private thoughts, even though almost nobody admits to who they really are except for a few fringe, erotica, and sex writers like me. I expressed some of my sensuous and romantic musings in the sex and love book I've written. I feel like a modern-day Marquis de Sade in the sense that he was free enough to express some of the thoughts and desires that he naturally felt within himself, but he was kinky BDSM while I'm pretty well straight vanilla with the occasional fudge brownie thrown in just for fun. The point is that we're free to be who we are the way we're born if we know that we have an individual purity and choose to follow it in the face of all the indoctrinating forces of the world trying to turn us into good capitalists who work functional jobs, watch TV then constantly spend our money on things we don't need. I'm not against money. I think my freedom to live my life my way is more important than aspiring to earn more money than I realistically need to be able to do most of the things I want unhassled by the man. I release my positive energy and know my dark side in the privacy of my mind. I don't repress these thoughts. I think them through, but you would never know how close I live to my pure, primal self if you met me and talked to me, because I'm a perfect, superficial, one-dimensional gentleman in public the way I was brought up to be at Catholic grade school, but behind closed doors, my life is rich, decadent, bohemian, free, and sensuous. I am who I was born to be by nature, freely without repression, guilt, or shame. This is a big step towards enlightenment, to get past all the self-censoring controls they tried to instill into you in grade school, in Cub Scouts, in religion class, and in the patriotic diatribe the politicians and military leaders try to instill into us through their speeches on TV. Your life should be a free exploration of who you are because you were born that way by nature. Discover what's good inside of you, pass it on to both earn a living and share your life with other people, and don't hurt any living thing. There's a big bohemian, romantic, aesthetically inspired world of fantasy, lust, fun, adventure, and creativity inside of everyone. The question is, how much will you live it out versus how much will you buy into the reward system of the world based on material goods and pop culture entertainment? If you want to be enlightened, free and happy, you have to know the real you in your free spirit and let it out one way or another. You have to express or purge what you feel inside of you. If you don't, this unexpressed, unused energy inside of you will eventually build up until you're feeling anywhere from mundane to depressed all the time. The joy of constantly letting out the natural energy within oneself is the key to happiness. Phony experts for everything. They're telling us how to think in all the many psychobabble, new age and self-help books they've created. It's like we forgot to live by the intuitive wisdom we were born with. I saw the biggest psychobabble TV talk show host of the moment as I write this reveal his latest insight, which is 5 steps culminating in step 5, program yourself for success. This is supposed to be the best wisdom we got in society, yet it's stupid because you cannot program yourself or retrain your mind. Programming implies doing something artificial to somehow change the way you think, therefore act, which is symptomatic of a one-dimensional, capitalist world. He thinks a person can fix their lives by following his X number of steps and stages like a robot, but it's total bull because you don't change. You are who you are the way you're born. The highest you can ever get to in life is to discover your true nature, then honor it by releasing your natural energy every day with intensity and joy to honor who your God created you to be. That's it. You have to earn a living out in the world and not hurt other people, but everything else that society tells you or teaches you is not necessarily who you are in your pure free spirit. Since your free spirit was given to you by the most divine force in the universe, your creator, nothing from the world is superior to it. Our society has been invaded by phony experts pretending they got something on wisdom in life, but it all fades away except for your true nature. Every morning when you wake up, it's just you alone with your own thoughts. What do? Follow your true nature or somebody else's bull? The only free, enlightened people are the ones who follow their true nature every day. Everything that's not physical, objective law was created by people, so it's all fallible. Some guy gets a few academic degrees in any social science field, develops some theory or test, then all the stupid people blindly accept it as the legitimate, formal knowledge of the system. I even saw one where a guy measures physical beauty in people on a scale that goes from 1 to 100. He measures their faces and bodies and plugs it into his formula. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It can't be dissected and measured. What is emotional intelligence? How about operant conditioning? There are all kinds of psychobabble terms around like this that mean nothing because your consciousness, aka your soul, is holistic. It can't be broken down into different categories or separate traits. To me, a wise person is somebody who lusts for a vital, inspired life. This is the logical conclusion for anyone who wants to get the most out of their lives. It's not about some introverted, nerdy type people hiding behind some letters after their names, pretending they know something deep and advanced, kinda like the Wizard of Oz hiding behind the curtain. It's all a big lie meant to intimidate people with some illusory mystique of advanced knowledge supposedly available in books and at our formal education institutions, but it's just like the kid in the Emperor's New Clothes. I was looking through the American Psychological Association's website, apa.org, the other day. I couldn't stop shaking my head about how they created this massive industry of supposedly understanding human behavior out of thin air. It's all about expanding this field, no different than expanding any product line in the capitalist world in order to make more money and give themselves the illusion of more credibility. They're so huge now that the average person would be intimidated by them, thinking if they're that huge, they must have the goods on insight into the human condition, even though a guy like me doesn't buy any of it. It's all verbal diarrhea next to the insights any individual can come to by analyzing his own life, and also next to the wisdom I'm talking about in this book. There's nothing in the social sciences that I, as a lone individual living anywhere, even in a cave like my ancient ancestors did, can't equal or supersede through my own examination of my life. When you're in the cave alone thinking your own thoughts, that's the pure you. When you're plugged into society, working some job you don't really like, running in the rat race, reading books written by mainstream sanctioned system intellectuals, watching the mass media and trying to be cool like pop culture characters you see on TV, that's the artificial part of you. I studied a lot of the knowledge out there until I realized it was all created by mortal men and women like me. Whatever was written before 1950 may have some wisdom to it, like Socrates' Know Thyself, Plato's Philosopher King, and Ayn Rand's Reverence for Oneself, but these people have no conception of the potential life I have the possibility to live in a technologically modern world. Whatever was written since 1950 within the academic system of the social sciences has an iatrogenesis element to it, the creation of fake, meaningless, or trivial knowledge to expand the academic field, to give it more legitimacy, much like a company expands its product line even if the new products don't add anything to the functionality of the main product. If there are several hundred academic journals in the field of psychology, it doesn't matter if it's all useless knowledge except for the organic study of the brain. It's impressive and intimidating to the rest of the world to see that they have lots of journals supposedly full of useful studies on human behavior, but what if it's all meaningless crap that yields no insights into the true nature of the human condition? I realized that all these liberal arts academic disciplines are little boxes that these pseudo-intellectuals buy into, then perpetuate by being good little clones within the system. If somebody was really free and enlightened, they would see past it all and live their lives as free-thinking bohemians away from these closed institutions pretending they got the goods on knowledge, wisdom, and enlightenment about life in the liberal arts fields. Our lives have been packaged as a commodity. They got self-help books for every emotion, personality trait, type of relationship and hypothetical situation. You can read that stuff until you're blue in the face, but you'll forget it all within 3 days because none of it addresses the holistic essence that you are and the intuitive way you live. Life ain't all that deep. It's just nature and spirit. Every day, if you release most of the natural energy in your free spirit, that's the greatest day you could possibly have within the spectrum of the human condition. You have to always regenerate yourself one day at a time. That's what separates the champions of life from the generic mass of people living mundane lives. All truly wise people respect themselves enough to honor the only thing they own, their bodies and spirits, in order to try to maximize the sensuous experience of their lives. Life is spirit. All you have to do is figure out the spirit within yourself, then honor it. It's so simple, but many people choose to try to make lots of money rather than following their free spirits. Money is good. It can give you the means and the security to live by your free spirit, but if you work a job that makes you sad, tired, and crushes the free spirit inside of you bit by bit, day by day, you lose at life. Everything else is the psychobabble and bull of the world. If it goes against what's in your true nature, don't buy into it. If you do, you're destroying your life. Chapter 2. The conventional self-help industry. The self-help industry. Conventional self-help knowledge, wisdom, and hype for sale are tapes and books kinda like, rah, go for your dreams, get a few goals, stay positive, turn setbacks into success, work hard day by day, and lots of generic one-liner stuff. I don't think much of it, although you could use it for mild inspiration. Then there are the new age people saying have good intentions and you will attract money, love, a new car, etc. For true inspiration, you need to understand yourself as a whole, your soul/spirit as your essence, then live to release it. Everything else is essentially meaningless, although you can use it for positive ideas when you need a shot of inspiration. If you'd like to see what's out there in the realm of conventional self-help, go to number 155 to number 158 and number 291 at the library. Try BD to BJ of the Library of Congress system. Christian self-help books are at number 248 or BR 1725 and BV 4598 at the library, such as those written by Reverend Robert Schuller of Crystal Cathedral fame, hourofpower.org. Go to hashtag 640.43 or BF 637 for books about self-management and time management. Look for business books at number 650 to number 659. Self-help software. kleinwachter.com/main/selfhelp.htm, self-help software to facilitate relief from any personal issues you may have. Life-enhancing blogs. abbyoffhearts.com/blog. allconsidering.com. allthingsworkplace.com. anemptycup.blogspot.com. awakeningznsc.typepad.com. balancedlifecenter.com. betterplaceorg.wordpress.com. blackgivesback.blogspot.com. bloggerstories.com. breakfastsociety.com. briankim.net. charitiesblog.net. cultivategreatness.com. donfarm.org/blog.html. distincthealth.com. dosh.com. down-to-earth.blogspot.com. dreammanifesto.com/articles. dumlitlehman.com. ejshay.com/buddha. everydaygivingblog.com. everydaysimplicity.blogspot.com. everyoneneedstherapy.blogspot.com. fato5k.blogspot.com. finding-simplicity.blogspot.com. geniustypes.com. getrichslowly.org/blog. goodnessgraciousness.blogspot.com. greenliving.sweet101.com. happinessblog.com. happinessclub.blogspot.com. happiness-project.com. happinesspursuing.blogspot.com. houndsgood.com. illuminatedmind.net. inspirepossibility.com/blog. ismackenzie.com. itsjustmoney.blogs.com. iwillteachyou.taveric.com/blog. jzariramankrishna.blogspot.com. johnisfit.com. justindriscoll.net/blog. lazyway.blogs.com. leanblog.org. level8.wordpress.com. life2.0.com. lifedev.net. lifehack.org. lifehacker.com. lifeoptimizer.org. lightmind.com. lumosity.com/blog. makeuseof.com. mantrart.typepad.com/inspired. markandangel.com. meditation-inspiration.blogspot.com. mindhacks.com. mindtweaks.com/wordpress. moneyandhappiness.com/blog. mysimplerlife.com/blog. myyogaonline.com/blog, news.runtawin.com, oldmanrunning.org, o-my-goodness.livejournal.com, orgjunkie.com, pearlsoup.com, personaldevelopment.ie, personaldevelopment.sweet101.com, surpassyourdreamsblogger.blogs.com/feel_great_everyday, personal-enterprise-self-help-resources.com, personalpowertraining.net, personalsuccess.info, physicalsportsmed.com, pickthebrain.com/blog, pigaandcow.com/Sufi, the writings of two young men on a quest for truth and world conquest, plasticdrifter.com, playtowinnow.com, pocketmentor.co.uk, palm-resource-center.com, 800-781-2066, Psychology of Mind, positivecoach.org, positivesherring.com, positive-way.com, positivityblog.com, potentium.ca, powerpause.com, powertochange.com, powertohabetal.com, powerwithin.com, pponline.co.uk, practicalintuition.com, selfwealth.com, prioritypatrol.com, yourlifeandsuccess.com, psyched4sports.com, psychologyofclutter.wordpress.com, peerwriting.org, learn a kind of spiritual writing, quantumalchemy.com, questhavenlodge.com, home of Truth Quest camp and walks, randominspirations.com, realvoices.com, reflectivehappiness.com, aririanproject.com, robinsharma.com, robinsharma.com, leadership development, personal success, ronastar.com, rossicurian.org, rtnetwork.com, scienceofmind.com, scienceofsuccess.com, scottfreethinking.com, scotthyoung.com/blog, scotthyoung.com/blog/2007/07/29/ what do you want to with your life, what do you want to do with your life, scottmcmillan.com, seanrasmussen.com, secretstotheirsuccess.com, secularhumanism.org, seekthetruth.org, self-driven.com, self-esteem-nace.org, selfexploration.blogspot.com, selfgrowth.com, self-help.thehappyguy.com, self-help-hub.com, self-helpinternational.org, selfhelpmagazine.com, selfvolution.com, sharspeaks.com/blog, simpleproductivityblog.com, stephenahison.co.uk/blog, steve-olson.com, strongspyritmind.com, strongspyritunlimited.com, strongwomenstandtall.org, successbeginstoday.org, successoptions.com, successsoul.com/blog, summary.com, superfastprofit.com, superviva.com, surfingforlife.com, surfingthetao.com, silver.com, self-hypnosis, sysopmind.com/tmol-faq/meaningoflife.html, tagworld.com/fallenandgill, talentdevelop.com, tossdeforlife.com, teachco.com, teachingselfmastery.com, teleclassinternational.com, tennisserver.com, theoline.com/self-help, theatlantic.com, thebody.com/pw/love_yourself.html, thefatmanwalking.com, thaganiustri.com, the-mastery.com, themynd.com, the-sacred-path.com, thinksimplenow.com, through tcknthin.com/wl. todayisthatday.com/blog, unclutterer.com, universeofsuccess.com, unlimitedchoice.org/blog, webworkerdaily.com, wisebread.com. You will read and know.